A question that I've gotten many times and I got again recently that I want to answer is, how do you graciously reject a man you are not interested in? A very, very good question, and something that a lot of women want to know, because there are just times when a guy that you're not interested in romantically at all asks you on a date or asks you out, or you're a couple dates in and you don't know what to say. So this girl says, a couple of guys I've met have been persistent in their pursuits when I thought I was being clear and not showing interest, and they both responded to my disinterest so unkindly when I didn't think I had an obligation to engage with them. I want to be kind but clear. How do I do that? It's important to understand, firstly, I've said it before, you do not have to go on any date with any guy that you do not want to go on a date with. Is it important to be open-minded? Absolutely, it's important to be open-minded, but you do not have to say yes to any date that you don't feel like going on. When a guy asks you on a date and you do not want to go, it is totally fine to say, thank you so much for the invitation. I am not interested in you romantically, or I'm not interested in exploring a romantic relationship with you. That is a perfectly fine thing to say. You see, like, I think in our world today, we're really good at beating around the bush, especially Americans. Dutch people are very straight and to the point, and I've learned that. And Daniel always points out to me how much Americans we just run around the bush because we don't want to say what we really mean. It is so important, especially in the dating world where there's all these games and things going on, to really say what we mean. And there's nothing wrong with saying what you mean and saying what you feel. There's nothing wrong with that. And the sooner we get that through our heads, the easier dating becomes. Dating will never be easy, but it becomes more easy when we're honest and open with the other person. If you have gone on a couple dates with a guy and you just don't see it going anywhere, there is nothing wrong with saying I appreciate the times that you have taken me out, I've enjoyed our dates, etc., but I'm not interested in this going any further. If he's poured his heart and his time into it and his money, etc., be gracious and be kind, and tell him that you are grateful for the time, the effort, the money that he has spent in taking you on dates, etc. Express your gratitude and be honest to say, I'm not interested. There is nothing wrong with that. I want you to remember that forever, okay? Any form of these kinds of sentences are perfectly okay, but it's important to be honest and upfront because we don't want to lead guys on. A lot of guys I meet are very, very, very upset because a lot of really nice girls have led them on. Sometimes I know that the girls' intentions were not good. They led them on for no good reason at all, but sometimes I know that women don't purposely lead men on. They just don't know how to express I'm not romantically interested in you, or I am not interested in this going any further. Be upfront, be open, be honest. The problem with that, though, that this young woman emailed me about, the problem is that she said they've been persistent in their pursuits, and she said they were these guys responded to my disinterest so unkindly when we didn't think we had an obligation to engage with them. Sometimes guys don't take rejection very well, and that's a reality. It is hard to be rejected. It stings when a guy goes out on a limb and a girl says, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Is it important to be a kind woman? Yes. Is it important to be polite to people? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with not engaging with a guy that you do not want to engage with. Nothing at all. And in those moments, it's important to set boundaries. You are not obligated to keep responding to some guy who is angry or upset that you don't want to go on a date with him or go on any further dates with him. If you have been upfront, open, honest, and clear about how you feel and what you think is right for your life at that time, and he still wants to send messages, you are allowed to ignore him. If I'm the first person that told you that, I'm glad you're hearing it today, because it is okay to ignore. It is not impolite or you not being gracious. You don't owe the guy anything, and he has to deal with his own feelings. If you reject a guy, it's not your responsibility to take care of him emotionally. He has to deal with that in his own heart and say okay, I've been rejected. I need to just deal with this and move on. So is this a very difficult and sensitive area for people? Yes. If you have said your first piece, if you have been open and honest, you do not have an obligation to continue to talk to this guy, to respond to his messages, etc. We need to set boundaries in our own lives, but we need to not beat around the bush, not play games, and be honest. It's very important. It helps both of us. It helps both us and the guy. So from my heart to yours, be you, be wholeheartedly you, be brave, set your boundaries, and be be honest, and that might help you a little bit in the dating world, hopefully. So hopefully my sister who sent me that email, that answers your question. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.